Hi friends, Jim Pearson, the Clean Air Expert here. Today I'd like to tell you about furnace filters and how important it is that you change them regularly. Since 1 in 10 people never consider the condition of the furnace filter, they don't even check it, it's a problem. It's a problem because of this very fact. A lot of people don't know. This is the filter. Here comes the air in from your house to be heated or cooled. It comes through the fan is pulling it through the filter. It comes through and up and around this heat exchanger. This thing is what provides the heat. Here's the flames down here and they're heating up this chamber, and then the gases go up and outside. The problem is that they build these things with a joint. Well, it looks like this. These are called rolled seams in the stainless steel. These are designed to flex a little bit because when the heat exchanger gets hot, it needs to expand, and when the temperature thermostat says that's enough, it shuts down and it cools back down. Here's where the problem lies. When you load this filter up with a bunch of dirt on the front, air can't pass through as freely. The air cannot take the heat off of the exchanger and deliver it to you properly. Not only is that very inefficient, but they have a little sensor right here that senses this air, and if this air gets too hot, and it'll get too hot if this filter is clogged and air can't come across it enough, gets too hot, it shuts down the furnace. You'll never know it. The furnace will go off, it'll cool down, it'll come back on when it gets cool enough and run again. This constant overfiring will continue to expand and contract that heat exchanger far more than it was designed to do. And where they put these seams in, which could be several of them, those seams will expand and contract more than they're designed, and you get little tiny fracture cracks in there. That will allow the carbon monoxide to go out and mix with your airflow that you're breathing. It may not trigger your CO detectors, but it certainly will be a high enough level to give you that extra headache once a week or 2 headaches a week, and you think, well, maybe I had, I shouldn't have had that extra beer or that glass of wine last night, or maybe I just slept wrong. I get a headache every once in a while, maybe every 2-3 days. That's because carbon monoxide is getting into your airstream. It's not good for you. In excessive amounts, it can kill you. So, change your air filter every 6 months at least, at the beginning of the heating season and at the beginning of the cooling season. I recommend 4 times a year, about every 3 months. Those of you who are changing your furnace filters every month, you're wasting your money. You don't need to do that. Actually, a furnace filter, when it loads up a little bit with dust and dirt, it actually works better because the contaminants actually create a little bit more filter media to help screen out larger particles. So, change your furnace filter. What do you change it with? Put in a pleated filter. It looks like this from the side. It's much denser media. That's why they have to pleat it, to make more media so the air can pass through. But it will do a lot to remove the small particulate that gets down in our deep lung. Very, very important that we have clean air in our homes. Don't use those cheap filters that you can see right through. They won't stop anything but a furnace. I guess that's why they call them a furnace filter, isn't it? So, again, change your furnace filter. 9 out of 10 of you are. I don't know how often, but you certainly don't want to be one of the 1 in 10 that do not. Because this is a real problem, and I've seen it many times in my local community where the people have cracked their heat exchanger. In fact, the furnace room will actually be black from this soot and stuff coming out and getting into the air. Thank you, and until next time, this is Jim Pearson, the Clean Air Expert. Watch for me on thecleanairexpert.com.